Hello everyone, welcome to Kansas Future. We've got some unexpected news. It's just been confirmed, and I'll fill you in on everything that happened behind the scenes. If you want to stay on top of these updates and other news, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, without further ado, let's dive into today's news. We have an injury report update that's creating quite a buzz. Patrick Mahomes has appeared on the Chiefs' injury list for the first time this season. Additionally, there are updates on other players dealing with injuries, including Isaiah Pacheco, Juju Smith-Schuster, and more. Let's start with Patrick Mahomes. He was listed as a full participant in Thursday's practice, but the team noted he's dealing with an ankle injury. The exact moment Mahomes suffered this injury is unclear. It's one of those things that showed up in the report and surprised a lot of us. But knowing Mahomes, an ankle problem doesn't necessarily mean he'll sit out. We've seen him play through similar injuries before, like in the 2022 playoffs when he twisted his ankle, missed only a few plays, and came back to lead the Chiefs to a Super Bowl victory. That's the resilience we expect from him. If the Chiefs were seriously concerned, they'd probably have Mahomes sitting out of practice. But that's not the case. He's out there with the team. So while it's something to keep an eye on, there's little doubt Mahomes will be on the field for Monday night's game against the Buccaneers. The Chiefs remain the last undefeated team in the NFL this season, and Mahomes won't want to let this opportunity slip away. Moving on, let's talk about running back Isaiah Pacheco. He's been out since week 2 with a foot injury and was placed on an injured reserve. Fortunately, it doesn't look like he'll miss the entire season. Coach Andy Reid recently gave a positive update, saying Pacheco is making fantastic progress. Although Reid isn't directly involved in Pacheco's recovery, he assured us that the coaches and medical team are doing everything possible to get him back on the field. This is huge news, considering how impactful Pacheco has been for our running game. Pacheco isn't the only absence, though. Juju Smith-Schuster, who's dealing with a knee injury, hasn't practiced this week either. However, Reid mentioned that he's progressing, which is a good sign. Then there's defensive end Mike Dana, who also missed time but was back at practice, suggesting he might play on Monday. Lastly, we have cornerback L'Jarius Sneed, who suffered a concussion in last week's game against the Raiders. Reid said Sneed is still working through the concussion protocols and progressing step by step. With Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson also dealing with injuries, the Chiefs have had to dig deep into their depth chart at cornerback. These injuries are definitely something to watch. But even with these challenges, the Chiefs have made an amazing start to the season, sitting at 7-0. It's no easy feat, but with Mahomes at the helm, there's a strong sense of confidence that the team can overcome any setbacks. Of course, having a solid supporting cast, including Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, and the defensive line, really helps. So what do you think, Chiefs fans? Will Mahomes' ankle be a concern, or do you think he'll be as dominant as ever on Monday night? And with Pacheco and other key players working hard, how do you feel about the Chiefs' depth moving forward? Let us know in the comments. Now, let's dive into this. After last weekend's game, Coach Andy Reid has sent a message to the NFL, and it's all about Travis Kelce. Kelce had a rocky start to this season, sparking a lot of chatter around the league. Some critics suggested that maybe he's slowing down, that perhaps his best days are behind him. At 35, it's understandable why some might question if Kelce is still the same dominant force he's always been. But guess what? Coach Reid never doubted him. And after last weekend's performance against the Raiders, it's clear Kelce isn't planning to slow down anytime soon. Let's talk stats. In this game, Kelce put on a show with 10 catches for 90 yards, averaging 9 yards per reception on 12 targets. Not only did he lead all Kansas City receivers, but he also scored his first touchdown of the season in a big 27-2 road victory against a division rival. It was the kind of game Kelce needed to remind everyone exactly who he is, and Reid couldn't be prouder. This week, Reid didn't hold back when talking to reporters, making it clear the NFL should take notice. He's one of the greats. You might slow him down for a minute, but not for long, Reid said, showing total confidence in Kelce's ability to bounce back and prove his doubters wrong. This isn't just talk. Reid has been vocal in his support for Kelce all season, even when things weren't going perfectly. That faith has been rewarded, and moments like these show the deep bond between Reid and Kelce. Reid stood by Kelce even when the critics were loud, and now he's seeing his faith in his star rewarded on the field. With Reid's support and Kelce's fire, you can bet we'll see some great performances from him as the season unfolds. Okay, Chiefs fans, what do you think? Is Kelce back in his old, unstoppable form? And could this be the start of a great season for him? Today, we're also talking about some new additions to the Chiefs roster and what they could mean for current players. Yes, the Chiefs went out and did it. They added pass rusher Josh Uche and veteran receiver DeAndre Hopkins, making an already strong roster even scarier. Kansas City is the only unbeaten team left in the league, and these acquisitions strengthen both sides of the ball, giving the Chiefs an edge in their pursuit of another Super Bowl. But with these new additions, there's a question about the future, especially when it comes to keeping everyone on the roster next season. Here's where it gets interesting. Both Uche and Hopkins are set to become free agents at the end of the season. If Uche has a breakout year, he could be looking at a big payday. To keep him, the Chiefs may have to make some tough decisions about the roster. In fact, fans like Zach Prell have suggested that backup quarterback Carson Wentz could be among those potentially not retained if the Chiefs need to free up space. Let's break it down. Wentz joined the Chiefs this season on a one-year, $3.325 million contract as insurance behind Patrick Mahomes. Fortunately, he hasn't had to see the field, and we hope it stays that way. However, with the shortage of quarterbacks across the league, it wouldn't be surprising if Wentz received offers to compete for a starting job next season. At 31, Wentz brings experience and could command a salary between $3 million and $5 million elsewhere, especially if he has a chance to start. With a potential extension for Uche and the cap space needed to retain other stars, letting Wentz walk could be the financially sound decision. The Chiefs know they'll face some tough choices, and Wentz could very well explore opportunities outside Kansas City if he wants a more active role and a higher salary. And with Pacheco and other key players working hard, how do you feel about the Chiefs' depth moving forward? Tonight, we're diving into some big news about our beloved coach Andy Reid and the unstoppable season the Chiefs are having so far. Heading into Week 9, the Chiefs are the only undefeated team left in the league, holding an impressive 7-0 record. But what does the future hold for Coach Reid? Stick around to find out. The Chiefs are on fire this season, with a real shot at becoming the first NFL team ever to win 3 consecutive Super Bowls. There's no doubt they're bringing their A-game, but as the team charges forward, fans can't help but wonder, could Coach Reid be thinking about retirement soon? At 66, with 3 Super Bowl rings to his name, he's already one of the most respected coaches in NFL history. However, in a recent interview with insider Jeremy Fowler, Chiefs owner Clark Hunt shared some interesting insights. Hunt mentioned that the team's recent success has actually rejuvenated Coach Reid. In his words, "I have no sense that he has any interest in retiring anytime soon," which is fantastic news. Reid seems more energized than ever, especially with Patrick Mahomes, one of the most talented quarterbacks of our time, leading the way. That said, even though Reid doesn't seem close to stepping down, Hunt did emphasize the importance of planning for the future. He noted that any leader needs to be thinking about succession eventually, acknowledging that the day will come when Reid will move on. So while his retirement isn't a pressing issue, the Chiefs are already looking ahead to ensure a smooth transition when the time eventually arrives. If you're enjoying the content and want to stay updated on all things Chiefs, make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and drop a like if you're excited about our undefeated season. For now though, it's clear Coach Reid is fully focused on this season, with no signs of slowing down. With plenty of games left in 2024, he's got his eyes set on another Super Bowl victory for Kansas City. Yes. If you've been keeping up, you probably know that Kelce's relationship with global superstar Taylor Swift has become a hot topic. Every time he's seen in public, the questions just keep coming. Everything from why she isn't at certain games to rumors of a potential breakup. As it turns out, it's not only Kelce feeling the pressure. Even his friends and co-stars are constantly asked about the relationship. In a recent episode of the New Heights podcast, actress Niecy Nash, Kelce's co-star, opened up about being bombarded with questions about Travis and Taylor. Her response? She politely tells people to mind their own business, and Kelce couldn't be more grateful. He thanked her on the podcast saying, "I appreciate you always. And every time someone has a mic in front of you and asks you something like that, thank you for always showing love." It's clear from his words that Travis and Taylor are happy together, and he appreciates his friends standing up for their privacy. Rumors of a breakup started circulating on social media last month, with a specific date, September 28th, rumored to be their breakup announcement day. But as we all know, that date came and went, and Kelce and Swift have only grown closer. They've even been seen planning potential projects together, like purchasing vacation homes, opening a liquor store, maybe even co-owning an NFL team. And yes, there are whispers of a possible engagement in the air too. If you're enjoying this look into Kelce's life on and off the field, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up to stay updated on all things Chiefs fans. Despite the endless gossip surrounding them, it's clear that Kelce and Swift are happily moving forward together, ignoring the noise. A wave of tension has swept over Kansas City Chiefs fans as talented cornerback Nazeeh Johnson finds himself at a crucial moment in his career and in a pivotal situation for the team's defense. Johnson is currently under observation and must pass the NFL's strict concussion protocols. With Week 9 quickly approaching and a matchup against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the horizon, the anticipation is building. Will Johnson be able to complete the necessary steps in time to join his teammates on the field? Johnson, a highly respected defender, known for his agility and field vision, has consistently demonstrated his value throughout the season. He's a key player in containing aerial threats from opponents, and his presence has been essential in keeping the Chiefs' defense solid and resilient. However, his potential absence could deliver a significant blow to Kansas City's plans, especially against a team with a versatile and dangerous offense like theirs Buccaneers. The pressure is mounting. Johnson will need to successfully navigate each stage of the concussion protocol, which involves rigorous testing and assessments by concussion specialists. Each step presents a physical and mental challenge, aimed at ensuring that he's fully recovered and ready to play at a high level without any additional health risks. The Chiefs understand that without a player like Johnson, their defensive game plan could lose some of its intensity, requiring the team to find quick alternatives to make up for his talent on the field. However, their main priority remains his full recovery so he can return in his best form. For fans, all that's left is to closely follow updates and hope that Nazeeh Johnson completes the protocol and comes back with the strength and determination that define him. We have some news that might leave a lot of you worried and full of questions about the future of one of our team's biggest prospects, Rashee Rice. Yes, the Chiefs' wide receiver is facing a complicated situation, and we're here to break down everything we know so far. But before we dive into all the details, give this video a like to help our channel grow and make sure you're up to date on all the latest with our team. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss anything about the Chiefs. Now, let's get straight to the point. We know that Rashee Rice is on a long and challenging journey back to the field. The knee injury he suffered is serious, with a recovery that could take as long as an ACL tear. As you all know, this type of injury demands patience and a lot of hard work. Even just reducing the swelling and getting initial scans took a considerable amount of time. Only after that could the medical team fully assess the damage, leading to an unavoidable surgery. Now that the surgery is done, and we have a clearer prognosis, at least we know that recovery is underway. However, that's not the whole story. There's another factor affecting Rice's potential return. Beyond the injury, he's facing a difficult legal situation that could directly impact his availability for the Chiefs. Let's break it down. Early in the offseason, Rice was involved in a multi-car traffic accident caused by reckless driving. The accident was serious enough to result in criminal charges. Altogether, he's facing 8 charges, including aggravated assault. Since then, Rice has cooperated with authorities, turning himself in voluntarily and seeking to resolve the situation. We know how the NFL usually handles these cases. A suspension often follows incidents involving off-field misconduct or dangerous behavior. This adds another layer of uncertainty. On one hand, we have a complex injury that leaves Rice's return for next season in question, and on the other, there's the risk of an NFL suspension. Depending on how the process unfolds, this suspension could range from 6 to 8 games, or possibly even more. Even if he physically recovers in time, he could still miss games due to suspension. Who here thinks this story could stretch all the way into 2025? That's a possibility. In a worst-case scenario, Rice could end up sidelined for over a year. Meanwhile, the Chiefs may need to rethink his role in the offense. With the combination of a lengthy injury recovery and a potential suspension, the team might have to plan without Rice, impacting our offense strategy in upcoming seasons. Now let's talk about the recovery process. Coach Andy Reid has commented that Rice's timeline is similar to that of an ACL tear, meaning months of intensive treatment lie ahead. If all goes well, we could see him back at minicamp. But key questions remain. Will he be training at full speed? How strong will his knee be? These factors will determine if he's fit to return for Week 1. But given the long recovery ahead, any prediction remains uncertain. So, what does this mean for Rashee Rice's future with the Chiefs? It's a hard blow for both the player and the team. Rice has shown real potential and impressive skills since joining the roster. But this incident impacts not only his growth, but also the balance of our offense. The big question remains, will the Chiefs be willing to wait for a player who, beyond the physical recovery, also has legal issues to resolve? On the other hand, the coaching staff and management may need to consider alternatives. If the worst-case scenario materializes and Rice is out for an extended period, the Chiefs might have to bring in another wide receiver. It's not an easy decision, especially considering Rice's value to the team and the investment made in him. But the urgency of having a solid offense for Patrick Mahomes is clear. For fans who are always hoping for the best, this is a moment of uncertainty and anticipation. We're closely following every development because we all want to see Rashee Rice healthy and back on the field, helping the team secure victories. However, the reality is that his immediate future is still very uncertain. Now, here's the question for you, Chiefs Kingdom. What's your opinion on this situation? Do you think the Chiefs should look for a replacement for Rashee Rice, considering how long he might be out? Or do you believe his talent is worth the wait, even if it takes more than a year for him to return strong for our offense? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear each of your opinions. This is a critical moment, and only time will tell what Rashee Rice's fate will be. Stay tuned, Chiefs fans, because this ride is far from over. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all the Chiefs news. See you in the next video.